Up to this day, there is hope for Nigeria. The Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec) says it is already making plans and preparations for the conduct of a runoff presidential election where no candidate meets the conditional requirements for declaring a winner from votes cast on 25th February 2023. We are preparing for possible runoff presidential election. Inec says it will not keep the bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS for the general election at the central bank because it is a sensitive material. The Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec) says it is already making plans and the preparations for the conduct of a runoff presidential election where no candidate meets the conditional requirements for declaring a winner from votes cast on 25th February 2023. The Inec National Commissioner and the Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, gave the hint at a meeting with bureau chiefs, editors of media organizations on Friday in Abuja. Mr. Okoye said that such plan had been the tradition of Inec for all elections conducted by the Commission since the return of democracy since 1999. He said that Inec was already planning to print double of the total number of ballot papers required for the first ballot, should in case there was rerun election. He explained that the preparations were always made along with the first because the Commission had just 21 days to conduct the rerun or runoff election. The National Commissioner said that before candidate could be declared winner of the presidential election, he or she must have the highest number of votes cast and secure a quarter of the votes cast in 2/3 of the states of the Federation and the FCT. He said where the threshold is not met by any candidate, the Constitution states that a second election should be conducted for two of the candidates with highest and majority votes in line with the provisions of the Constitution. Section 134, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is the fundamental law of the land, makes it mandatory that before anyone is deemed to have been elected as a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that candidate must secure the highest number of votes cast at the election. He must also secure a quarter of the votes cast in 2/3 of all the states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. That is mandatory. Now, if no candidate secure this highest number of votes and the mandatory threshold, the Constitution says we must have a second election within a period of 21 days. Now, not all candidates are going to participate in this second election. Mr. Okoye also explained that if no candidate emerges on the first ballot, only two candidates are going to be on the second ballot, or only two candidates are going to contest the second election. Who are those candidates that will be on the ballot for the second election? The Constitution has made it very clear that two candidates will be on the ballot are one amongst the candidates who scored the highest number of votes at the election. The second candidate that will be on the ballot will be one amongst the remaining candidates who have the majority of votes in the highest number of states. He emphasized that the Constitution did not say that the person who came second will be the person who will be on the ballot. That's not what the Constitution says. Mr. Okoye said that due to the number of ballot papers, over 90 million required for the election, and the number of days to conduct the second election, Inec would always print the paper along with those for the first poll. If 93 million ballot papers are required for the presidential election, Inec will print 186 million ballot papers just to be ready for a possible second presidential election. This is because the law gives the Commission just 21 days within which to engage in reverse logistics and to conduct a runoff election in case there's no winner. On how Inec would determine the two candidates to be on the second ballot, since it was printing the ballot papers along the first, Mr. Okoye said that in order to meet up with the timeline, the Commission would still print for all the political parties that participate in the first ballot. He said it was the responsibility of the political parties to sensitize the voters on who they should vote for among the two candidates that meet the requirements for second election. He said any vote cast for all other candidates expected not to be on the second ballot would be counted as void votes. Mr. Okoye also said that all sensitive materials for the 2023 general elections would be kept with the Central Bank of Nigeria, except the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System (BVAS). We have classified the BVAS as a sensitive material, and we have engaged with different security agencies to provide security for the BVAS because the BVAS will be in the custody of the Commission. Anthony Q. Kibris Got Talent.